Hello, for this video I am playing a game called Duck Season. This is a VR only game available on the Oculus store or on Steam. I am using the Oculus version for this, however both versions are identical. This was a very interesting game when I first saw the announcement trailers for it, as it seemed to have a really nice subtle horror element to it. For a lot of the game it seems really innocent, it seems really cute. Even the soundtrack has a little bit of Randy Newman style to it, similar to other games like Who's Your Daddy.
Mom?
Help me carry in these groceries.
Oh, you got duck season!
1 day rental, so make the most of it.
Oh, I will!
You're introduced in this very cool cutscene. The characters are coming down like cardboard cutouts. It's set in 1988, I believe, and you've been given a 1 day rental of Duck Season where you get to play. Very similar to the game Duck Hunt, and it even has a little dog you can shoot. In this playthrough though, I'm not going to shoot the dog, but I will shoot him for the second playthrough. I'll be going through a few runs of this game. I've completed this game roughly 4 times now. I have very much enjoyed it. I will be going into spoiler territories for it because not only do I know quite a lot of the game, and I will be going through a lot of the secrets, I am not recording this live at the moment. My own microphone is far superior to the inbuilt Oculus one. I am actually recording this audio separately. So I'm basically watching my own recording of this game while I speak to you. Similar to how people like Total Biscuit record their games. This is the first time I have ever recorded in this style before. I'll be going through a few runs of the game so that you can see several secrets. Right now I'm trying to hit the ball with the bat into the kitchen because you get an achievement if you do so. It doesn't actually need to be a baseball, it can be any item like a pillow or a magazine. Later on I do actually manage to get it. Whenever you do require an achievement, if you're playing Steam it will appear at the bottom of your screen, but if you're playing it on the Oculus a little star will appear instead. You can just interact with so many items in the environment. If you throw an item outside the window you can hear a cat go. To the top left of the TV are a load of golden trophies. They're the achievements for completing the game. There are 7 endings, so there is a lot of replayability. I know how to get 6 of them, I'm unaware of how to get the 7th. You can play this game either standing up or sitting down. It doesn't matter either way. When you're in the living room you can use the analog stick or trackpad if you're using the Vive, and that will let you rotate the screen around so that you do have access to everything in the game. And if there are items which are far away, put your hand over to where it should be and that's perfectly fine. It will just highlight and so you can grab it even if it's a long distance. There's various difficulty settings to this game. If you play on easy the gun will auto reload for you, and you only have to go through 1 round of the Duck Season before you enter level 2. Every time you complete a level you return to the living room and time has passed, so it starts in the morning and by the end of the game it becomes midnight. If you play on medium difficulty, which is what I'm doing right now, you have to reload the gun manually. Here's a little Easter egg for those of you that like Looney Tunes. I'm a big fan of using two-handed weapons in VR shooting games. I very much enjoy how if you look around you can see how the game breaks its own reality. It looks like a real setting, like a real park, but then you look around and you see the walls are actually painted on, and then you look even further behind you, you can see the wires of the television and then your own character playing. You may have noticed the boy's hands are all pretzel-like. It's because I'm left-handed, so his hands are in a very distorted manner. He always has the gun in his right hand I believe, so he distorts to accommodate that. If you play on the hard difficulty setting, all that happens is the ducks come a bit faster and there's a few more of them. It's not a difficult game though, it's actually very easy to aim the gun. You can fire the gun one-handed if you like, but if you do so then the sensitivity of the gun goes really high and it's really difficult to aim, but not impossible. If you use both hands however, then the gun becomes a hell of a lot more stable. I think that was a very nice gameplay feature that they added. You can play one hand if you want, but if you use two-handed then you get so much more control. There's absolutely no horror at the moment, and I do like how it progressively gets scarier as time goes on. Although saying that, straight away that dog does not look like a happy guy. His eyes look very disturbing, where it's like a weird sickly sort of green colour to it. And the fact that it doesn't look like a dog, it looks like a man in a suit. Again, this sort of illusion that we are in an actual park. Even the bushes aren't real. If you look to the side, you can see they're actually cardboard cutouts and you can shoot them over. Every single time you kill a duck, the dog does a little bit of a jig, and then to the side above the truck a little tube plops out the ducks onto the vehicle. And then we give the dog a little bit of a wave before we go. For a lot of this game I'm going to play it on an easy difficulty just because it's a hell of a lot faster. I've completed this game so many times, and shooting the ducks, while fun, it does get a bit repetitive if you're playing it constantly like I am. I very much enjoy all of these television commercials, and later on you even see news reports. It's a lot of fun seeing how they're all made. Some of them are very bizarre. There's one called Boot Loose, and it has these little midget dudes eating this person as he screams for his life. It's very weird, but good. I enjoy it. Aside from the living room and playing the duck season mode itself, there are 7 mini games you can play. I don't play any here just because I think they're all rather dull. I don't think a single one of them I enjoyed, so I am going to skip them entirely for this playthrough. The games are a mixture of things like Super Mario Brothers, Paperboy. There's some little fighting game where you have to match the actions. You play all of them with the light gun. It's probably the worst part of the entire game. Now that we're playing in easy mode, I'm going to shoot the little duck on the side, because you get an achievement for doing so. And then I'll just show you how every time you fire, the gun will just reload automatically for you. There's no point shooting the television at all, even though it would be a nice effect if you could kill the boy. Sadly, the bullets just bounce off the TV. You have to go through this duck shooting mode about 8 times altogether, and I will end up skipping a lot of them, just because they're all the same. The only one that gets different is level 8. Weird things start happening in that level. And then there's a level afterwards, but you're not shooting ducks, it's sort of like a boss battle instead. In this playthrough we don't actually see the boss. I'm doing a run called Fiesta ending, and that's where you don't shoot the dog at all. If you do shoot him, you basically make an enemy of him. I think the endings are very varied, they're a lot of fun. The one I get here, Fiesta, is fantastic. I really enjoyed it. It's probably the happiest ending in the game as well. A lot of them are really dark. The mother always ends up ending in a pretty bad place. Oh, and there's the comic Final Fiesta. It's really nice how you can just investigate so many items. Picked up a wizard's book. This is quite a special item. It's how you access bonus scenes in the game. You can see there's a pentagram and various items around it. They're the clues of what the book needs to touch. If you have the book and you touch it with this man with the crossbow, for instance, then you enter this little bonus, and there's several of them. I've not managed to encounter every one of them, just because there's too many, and there's a lot of secrets in this game. I am very interested in seeing everything the game has to offer though. In this bonus world, all that's really happened is that we are at the far back of the TV, and we seem to have grown almost giant proportions. You can see as we are now sort of behind the scenes, you can see the mother is glitching through the counter. It looks like I'm trying to choke her at this point. It's pretty disturbing. You can see the dog in the family portrait, and he is holding a shotgun. There's another portrait as well. The one, it looks like a load of baseball players. You can see him in the top left hand corner, right where that globe is. From what I've gathered, there's only one secret in this little area, and that's this writing. Do not trust the monkey or the cat. Look for my mark in the next game, and there's a picture of an X. I have not been able to find out what this X is, and I have played through quite a lot of Duck Season. I am coming close to uncovering most of the game. I've been able to acquire 6 endings now, even though the game says I haven't. I've got one ending called Platoon, and it's very funny. It's a really cool ending, probably one of my favourites, which is actually saying a lot because the endings for this game are absolutely excellent. Probably my favourite part of all Duck Season. It's weird how the game didn't save it for me. I haven't got the trophy in the top left hand corner. When you play through the game and you acquire an ending, it says you have acquired, 1 out of 7 endings, 3 out of 7, like that. and it isn't counting the platoon one. Very odd. One ending I will show you in this playthrough is the nuke ending. You can see 2 boxes of bullets on the left hand side. It's random, but every time you complete the game, there's a higher chance that a golden bullet will appear in the shell box. If you get a golden shell, load it in your gun and shoot the sun, you will get the nuke ending. If you hit several ducks in a row, you get a multiplier. Seems pretty pointless, so it does absolutely nothing as far as I can tell. It's just for your own sake. Every time you complete a level, the world will change around you, not just the time of day, so more items start to appear around the environment. You can see different news reports or television commercials on the TV, and your mother is also doing different things. During this part of the game, after you've done level 3, grab the white book, and what you need to do is throw the book at her computer while she's using it, and she'll put you through a little bonus stage, which is what we're going to see now. And here we are, another one of the bonus rooms. This has most of the interactable items you get to use in the game. And a Necronomicon here, which is often placed next to the wizard book on the bookshelf. Sadly you can't interact with it though. You do have maracas though. And I'm going to do a little bit of a dance while looking at a very frightening bloody dog. These trophies represent the 7 endings in the game, so every time you complete the game you get a new trophy. There's a ton of cassettes you can watch, 2 of them in particular are very interesting. This one called All Dogs Go to Hell, which you see when it starts to go dark. And it has a very cruel, bloodied paw print, and it says words like, if you see evidence of demonic possession, contact your priest. And the book number 12 is very freaky. It really shit me up when I watched it, as I was playing the game for the very first time. You can grab this Bop It item, I don't know what it's for though. And you can grab a torch, both a black one and a yellow one. The yellow one will actually light up when it becomes night time, the black one does nothing. Most food you can see, whether it's pizza or sandwiches, you can eat. For what reason, I don't know, but there is an achievement called dinner time, so it may have something to do with that. Doesn't seem like I can eat this final pizza piece though. Now, this section has a secret within a secret. There's that monkey, there's got to be a secret involving this monkey. There are words below the fridge saying, do not believe his lies. At certain points in the game you do see this monkey in various positions, and it's almost like he's staring at you. Now, to get out of this place there's a few ways. The best way though is to grab the white wizard book, throw it at the bloody dog, and then you get put in through another bonus scene. Now before you were really big, now it's the other way around, everything else is massive. And it's night time. Night time always freaks me out in this game, because of the whole foreboding horror that it likes to exhibit. In this area all I can tell is that you can interact with a lot of the portraits here, and the monkey is really close to you. Other than that I can't actually see anything of value, although it is possible I have missed things. There are a lot of hidden goodies throughout the entirety of duck season. Now that we've done with that scene, let's jump straight through into level 4, kill the duck on the side, and move on. With that level finished, we begin to enter the more unusual aspects of duck season, and the dog begins to appear more threatening. Here we are asleep, while the dog is dancing over our body, and it looks like he's wearing 3D glasses. Throughout this entire area you can see these cat clocks, and there is an achievement called Shoot All the Cattails. Whether they're related or not, I'm not sure. I heard if you throw the wizard book at the dog, it will activate another bonus area. In this playthrough I miss every single shot, and accidentally wake the boy up. You can pick up the light gun as well, and shoot the dog that way, or shoot the boy to wake him up. When finally awake, just jump straight back into duck season and do it all again. Shoot the duck in the side, and then go back to the living room when you're done. Time is passing, and so as a result it's getting darker. After each level there's always those little news reports or television commercials. For this playthrough I'll just skip them, just because I'm more interested in showing you the more secret aspects of duck season. If you hit the plates here with the baseball bat, it really chugs the game, causes it to lag quite bad. We've gotten into a routine, so activate the level, shoot the duck, and when you leave you get more of the plot of duck season in this news report while your mother eats pizza. And she's also made you some.
Tonight on News Channel 6 at 6 o'clock, police now asking for the public's help in solving the mystery behind the disappearance of several families from the Tri-County area. If you know anything, please pick up your phone and dial 911 immediately. Plus, a look at your 5-day weather forecast and sports. All that and more on News Channel 6 at 6.
No matter what you do, you can't actually skip that scene. You always have to listen to the news report. Pick up the phone and you'll hear someone saying 911 emergency, what's your problem? And you can actually speak into your microphone and the woman will respond to you and say, right, help's on the way. If you don't say anything at all, she just says, I cannot hear you, can you speak up? And then she'll repeat that again, and then she'll say, just keep doing what it is you're doing and we'll come and get you when we can. That's how you get the platoon ending. I want to show you another bonus scene. So you pick up the Triple G magazine and you touch the wizard book with it. We're in the developer's own showroom, so the guy speaking to us just then on the robot television was one of the devs, and he talks about the reasons of why they made the game, some of the choices. There's some objectives as well, which you can tell by putting your offhand to where that little question mark is below the gun. One of them is to grab 8 pizzas, and on the Steam forums a lot of people are confused as to where they all are, so I'm going to quickly show you. Once you've done that, you can interact with the other areas, such as dancing with the dog. You can see what Mom's doing on her HTC Vive. You can throw a lot of the items off the table if you wish, and you can even play with the shotgun. There we are, we've acquired every single pizza slice, and we can dance with our good dog friend, or man in a dog costume. Now the gun is jammed. The reason for this is because I'm playing this on easy mode just to quickly speed through the game, and I think why the shotgun isn't working here is because as we've got it set on easy, we don't have to reload the gun, but this showroom gun you have to reload it manually, and so I think they're conflicting with each other as a result. Sadly we can't shoot the 5 ducks, which is the final objective, but we can just move on anyway. Now that we're back in the real world, we have to listen to this news station. Fortunately I can just edit it out. So we can shoot this guy again. I love this scene, it really scared me the first time I played this game. This is the very first horror I ever played in VR. You can see how watching us through the camera. If you have a look to the side, you'll see it's a dog and he stole the camera from earlier. I like how they've changed the environment so you can play a little game of dominoes. At the end of the Domino video cassettes, you have one called 12. So I'm going to play that for us. This 12 cassette was very frightening when I played it. It basically mimics what's happening right now. The video is showing a dog or a man in a dog costume and he's stalking a child similar to us. When I first played this, I was constantly looking behind me, thinking that it's going to mimic what's happening in the video with the real life scenario. I was turning around super fast, it was really good. I was getting proper immersed in the whole environment. I thought I did a really great job with that. It helps that the house has so many items you can interact with to make it seem more real, more lifelike. Despite me having watched this video a few times, I still look behind me every now and then. Good how they did the sound as well, where it gets louder as the dog's hand gets closer to the boy. And then I smash it away, and we're not going to play that again. If you play the Some Dogs Go to Hell cassette, all you basically see is static, and then it gets thrown out of the cassette player. This is level 8, this is the hardest level in the game. I'm going to play this mode on hard. At the very start I do mess up by not paying attention. I spent too much time dicking about looking at the ammo. But then my aiming improves quite dramatically. You can see every so often the shotgun glows gold. That's because I've loaded the gun with a golden shell. Shoot the sun for that nuke ending, which I will be showing at the end of this playthrough.
Wrap it up, honey. It's 8 o'clock. Time for bed.
Because we haven't shot the dog, you can hear the mother saying, "Wrap it up now, it's time to go." We've got the Fiesta ending. If you did shoot the dog before, which is what you're supposed to do, then you get a different event entirely, which I will be showing you next, so I won't be skipping you out of the boss battle.
We can rent it another day since you liked it so much. But you know, I would have shot that annoying dog. Oh well. Good night, dear.
Even the mother says that she would have shot the dog. The mother probably suffers the worst out of all the characters. Well, let's say that there is an ending where the boy gets it a lot worse. Or possibly two endings, the new one is pretty dark. Sadly, you don't get to play Final Fiesta, it's basically just a glorified Final Fantasy 1 cutscene. But it was cool, I very much like this ending, it's a lot of fun. There are also maracas by us as well that we get to play with. I was a little bit sad when I found out that you can't actually play Final Fiesta, that it's purely a cutscene. When I saw the initial videos for Duck Season and they did show the Final Fiesta cartridge, I was really excited for that minigame. That was the one minigame I cared about, and yet unfortunately it's the only one you can't actually play. The 7 that you can I didn't like at all. The rest of the content is really good, especially just exploring the environment and just uncovering everything. Now that the Mexican Final Fantasy has come to a conclusion, we can now dance with maracas. I look around me here because I am worried that the dog is going to show up due to it being night time. But then all the lights show up and then all the confettis. I don't know how your mother doesn't hear all of this and just come down and be like, what the hell is going on here? This is a very fun ending, I like this a lot. It's so light-hearted and in massive contrast to the ending I'll be showing you next. I must say at the end of recording this video, which I did in one setting, I was absolutely knackered. And I blame myself. But most of all, I blame the maracas. I danced with these things for like a full solid minute. At one point I accidentally hit my ceiling light. That's something I've done quite a lot in Oculus Rift. One thing I haven't said as well, my room is very small and you can see every so often when I look to the left or right it jutters, it's not smooth. That's me pressing the analog stick left and right. So it's not a fault of the game, it's basically for people that don't have room scale or they don't have a 360 degree environment. If you have a Vive, you set it up so you have 360 degree tracking automatically. But with the Oculus Rift, 2 sensors that the Rift and Touch combo comes with, that's what I got, because I had this in the recent sale. You have both cameras in front of you and you need to buy a third sensor which goes behind you, and that will let you turn around and thus you won't lose tracking when the device is being covered from your body when you've done a 180. Now that we're done with the Fiesta ending, I'll see you in part 2 where I'll show you the nuke ending and also the death one. They're both great in their own way, but I think the death one is very special.